Aloha, everyone. I'm Michelle Melenis with Blossom Inner Wellness and StandTogetherHawaii.com. And I wanted to do a video and read you guys a little bit from a book called The Enemy Unmasked. So this is by Bill Hughes, Hughhes, and it reads in the back, "An enemy has been stalking America for over 200 years. She is about to apply the death grip from which America will never recover. The book in your hands tells who the enemy is, who they have used in history, who is aiding them today, and how the final scenes will unfold." Now, I haven't read the whole thing, but I started reading this and I was like, oh my gosh, it is exactly what so many people have been talking about, the secret societies that really run the government. And we all just need to kind of know what's going on. And the very first thing that I want to let people know of around this book is it talks about a guy, and I am going to read some of this. He was wondering, how in the world did America, was she able to defeat a great nation like Great Britain and have her own freedom? And he says it's because of goodness, because of godliness, because people were, and I'm just going to use the word righteous. And why is it that there has been so much pornography in the world? Why is it that our children now have books that have sex education, which is not sex education, it's sexual harassment and child pornography? That's what it is. Let's call it like it is. That's what those books are. Let's talk about it. And all that those other books in the libraries, not sex education, that's child pornography. And why is it that there's so much about race and male and female, transgender, people telling a child that maybe God made a mistake? What is that about? It's called evil. It's called evil, friends. And there is a spiritual war, and the best thing the devil did, Satan, evilness, whatever you want to call him, the best thing he did was to have people believe he doesn't exist. That's the best thing. Because if you think it's woo-woo that there is a light and a source, and there of goodness, and there is a source of evil, we are in the third dimension plane, and there is a spiritual war going on for your soul, for your humanness, for what makes you human, which is the connection to the divine infinite spark of life, to the connection to the divine infinite oneness that we all are. You are a unique expression of the divine infinite intelligence. You are. Nobody else has ever been in history like you. Nobody else will ever be like you ever again in history, ever. You're it. You are the divine infinite intelligence, a spark of it. And I am, and everybody else on the planet, each of us is a unique expression of the infinite creator who came to earth to experience being in a human body. And there is good and there is evil. And if we want to pretend that there isn't, evil gets to win. If you don't believe that there's evil, then you're not going to see the hundreds of thousands of children that go missing for sex trafficking. You know, they say in that movie, The Sound of Freedom, you can sell a car once, but you can sell a child numerous times in a night. That is disgusting. That is horrific, horrific. And that is what's happening in our world. And if we choose not to look at it and see it for what it is and make a stand and go back to goodness, go back to the where we were. I mean, I don't want to, get on a bucket or whatever on my stage or whatever and talk about God, but we need to find a new relationship with our infinite source. And you can call it God and you can call it Jesus. I had a Jesus moment actually a couple days ago, because my belief in the divine infinite intelligence is not what it used to be at all. And I was reading the Old Testament and I was like, oh my gosh, and I'm going to share about my beliefs. Don't take it on if it doesn't resonate with you. Just think I'm crazy. That's okay with me. But if you want to unsubscribe after I share this, that's okay too. This is my view, and I get to have a right to my opinion. It's just like you do. So I honor that. But I was looking at the Old Testament and I'm like, holy poop. This is not the God of love. What God of love would tell Abraham, please sacrifice your firstborn child? It's to show me how much you love me. That's not the God of love. This was what I was taking from this. You don't have to take this. And I was talking to a beautiful pastor friend, and he said, don't look at that one, look at the New Testament. And I'm like, oh, it's the Bible. You're supposed to look at all of it. And then I was looking at Lot, and Lot says, a man comes to his door and says, he's a bad man is going to do him harm. Here, he goes, here, my daughters, they haven't been with men, take them. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? I was like, that is not, in my view, the God of love. So I'm like, I've been having this quandrum, this challenge here of finding, I'm like, gee, okay, what is it? I have been asking, what is truth? I keep asking, what's the truth? What's the truth here? And then I was looking at the fact that, Jesus, who died, and we have in the Bible, we have his birth and we have his death at 33. But where's the middle part? Where's the middle part? And Jesus was love. He was love. And when God said, you can only get to heaven through Jesus, Jesus was love. So you can only get through heaven through love. That's what I take from that. You can only get to source through, or back to infinite source and back to freedom and back to the higher vibrational frequency where we come from through love. That's what I'm taking from that, not through death. When I see churches, I go into a church and the first thing I see when I walk into a church is this crucifixion. I'm like, that's death right in front of me. No, that's not what I want to focus on. I want to focus on the love and the life that Jesus had. I want to learn about, the goodness that he cared about everybody. And what brought me back to my center, asking so many questions about the Bible and about good and right and wrong and evil and good and all of it, was the fact that I'm like thinking, wow, Michelle, this being, this saintly being, this man, this in a human body, this spirit in the human body, he loved us unconditionally. He loves me unconditionally. I don't have to try to have him love me. I don't have to be somebody else to have him love me. I can just be exactly who I am. And there's a love that's here for me if I just let it in. And that's what I've been taking. And that's what we all need to take, in my view, in my personal view. And you don't have to take it on. I honor where you are at. But I've been really struggling with this good and evil thing and this church thing for a really long time, and wanting the truth and wanting to find my center with it. Where's my center? I know there's a higher frequency. I know that there's something that has created this. I am not God. Then we have the light workers that think, or that I have understood some of the teachings through them, we're God. No, I cannot create an acorn in my hand and have it grow into an oak tree. But what I can do is I can use the frequency that's around me and manifest my own life and create my own life. That's what I can do, because I am an infinite soul, a frequency of the divine. But for myself, my human body, my person cannot create a solar system. It cannot create a dolphin, cannot guide the honeybees to their next flower. But as a person, I can feel the frequency of love that's everywhere. And I can bring that into my heart and into my life and start to manifest and have my life run way more smoothly. I can see the bills that I need to pay, and I can trust in that higher power that I'm always taking care of. And I get to watch as things unfold that allows me to have the freedom that I want to have, the peace that I want to have, and the abundance that I want to have. I can watch it unfold for me because I have faith in it, because I believe and I know how much I'm loved. And I don't have to work at that love. I don't have to try to make that person or that being, this frequency, entity, consciousness love me, because it already does. And there's nothing I can do that would make it not love me. It loves me so much, I don't even have to believe in it for it to love me. Sorry, I got gnats all over the place. But anyway, I just want to read this part to you, because this book is like, it's dropping some truth bombs big time. And I'm really about truth. I always ask, just tell me the truth. I just want the truth, infinite source, great spirit, just want the truth. And then all of a sudden I find this book. Where did I find it? at a thrift shop. I love this thrift shop that's down the street, antique store that's down the street, has all these amazing bottles and record albums and all kinds of stuff, and has free books. So this is free. The Enemy Unmasked. It's really good. So I want to start. Okay, in here. In her youth, the United States was very good on her money. Her trust in God was proclaimed, and the great blessings of God rested upon this nation. And I want to say the one thing about that. The dollar bill, which I have, has a lot of Masonic and secret society symbols on it. It really does. And if you don't believe it, e pluribus unum, it means under one order. E pluribus, under one, unum, one. And in God we trust, the great seal. Okay, in God we trust. Where is it? Sorry, you guys. I can't read that. But anyway, there's an in God we trust. There it is. In God we trust right in the middle. What if there was a trust, because there's a beneficiary and a trustee, and the trust was named in God we. What if that's an in God we and it's a trust? Because everything we have ever been taught, there's so many symbolisms on this dollar. The one all-seeing eye. This is a Masonic symbol right here. Even the eagle, and I'll be sharing about those symbols later. And you can also look them up because there's all kinds of information now about this. So anyway, let's go back to this book here. Okay, the blessings of God. As the United States grew to greatness, she gradually abandoned the principles that made her great. Until today, she is approaching a very tragic end. The process of the decline of America is similar to the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. Let us examine a little of the history of the ancient Rome and notice the parallels. There's a lot of parallels in here, you guys. The morality. So morality and discipline were the cornerstones of the family unit. Can you remember that? I remember that. That was actually felt really good. As the empire developed, liberalism crept in, and the morality and discipline that protected society began to disappear. By the beginning of the 2nd century AD, most families followed their liberal trends, and their children were allowed to do pretty much as they pleased. So it talks really about how Rome and the United States were so similar, and how the fact that the woman, also she had her independence, and so she stopped supporting the husband, and the family unit dissolved. That's what they've wanted to happen, you guys. There's a reason why we have a path before us through the media, through Hollywood, through music. All of it has a story that it's telling us, and we are being hypnotized and guided towards a certain way. And I say no more. No more. Find your balance. Find what feels right and true and good to you. Because just like everybody else, I've struggled with anxiety and fear and unconsciousness. But when I was like, oh my gosh, this Jesus consciousness, this being loves everybody unconditionally. He loves me. And I started to feel that. I started to let myself feel it. Let myself feel so much love, and there's nothing I have to do to have that love. I don't have to change in any way. And that's what's brought me again back to my balance. And I wanted to share this because it's so crucial for us to go back to our balance and our center and find that magic that's in our heart, and that love that we have for other people. We turn it inward for ourselves, for our own self, to love all of us. We have been programmed, especially women, to not like our bodies, not like the cellulite, not like the hair, not like the whatever. That is a program, because if you are not happy with how you look, you're away from loving yourself. You go away from love. And that is what this evil wants, because there is an evil running the planet. And if you don't think so, look at the massacres that are happening with the attack on Maui, the attack on East Palestine in the United States that still hasn't had to help clean up these poor people, the fires that are raging everywhere. I don't need to go into anymore, but there is a battle here. And our job is to find our center, rebalance ourselves, find the love and compassion for ourselves and then for others. Find forgiveness for yourself and then for others. And get into that family unit again. Try and explore what it would look like to have a good relationship with your father or your mother or your sister or your husband or your partner or whatever. So I just wanted to share that because I do feel that this isn't the end, but it is the change. It's going to cause what's called the fourth turning, which is crisis and then a whole new way of living. And we have a chance right now. We have a chance to ground and to find our inner strength, to take the action that we need to take to make the world what we want to see. I don't know how it turns out, but I know one thing is I'm always loved by the infinite source, by the Jesus Christ consciousness, and so are you. You're never alone. You are loved beyond measure, and there's nothing you have to do for that love to happen for you. It's already here. It's in the sun that warms your skin. It's in the water you drink. It's in the air you breathe. It's everywhere. Just focus on it. Give yourself permission to feel unconditional love, and you don't have to change or do anything for that love to happen for you. It's already there for you. Just wanted to say that. I'm going to be reading more about this, the Enemy Unmasked, so you can really understand who these people are who are running the world, trying to get us into these smart cities. And it's not okay. It's not going to happen. Much love and aloha, everyone.